Shinga means tall times in Hindi, meaning they have tall the 14 points on their antlers. That white spotted deer right in front of us, that is our axis deer. Axis deer have been with the Bronx Zoo since 1899. Most deer, their spots fade away. But these axis deer, their spots do not fade away. Right in front of us, this is our back chain deer. Back chain deer are subspecies of red deer, although they're not red. They're pale gray and gold in color. Now here's some more information about our deer in this first medal from our zookeeper here named Michelle.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm part of the Wild Asian Keeper team. We call this area Kanha Meadow, where we care for about 40 Barasingha deer, 15 axis deer, 10 black buck, and a pair of muntjac. We start our day by checking on all the animals, making sure they are healthy, behaving normally, and safe. Sometimes, fawns and calves are born overnight. Newborns are given a neonatal exam, which includes weighing, vaccination, and tagging for identification purposes. While the animals are in the meadow, we prepare their nighttime holding areas so that they have a safe and clean place to spend the night.
We all know that if an animal's extinct, it means it doesn't exist anymore, just like our dinosaurs. The next animal we were approaching was on the verge of extinction, but is only in zoos today. Be on the lookout for our Mongolian wild horses, also known as Barshabosky wild horse. But also keep your eyes peeled for the newest born of the herd. He was born 1 month and 2 weeks ago. So keep your eyes peeled. He's going to be right next to its mother to the far right hand side. These Mongolian wild horses are different from our domestic horses because they have short legs and a stockier build. They are also missing the forelock, which is the main right in front of their head. They also have a mohawk to show how cool they are. If you look closely, you're going to see the baby right there. Now here's some more information about our Mongolian wild horses from Jonathan Slatt.
I'm Jonathan Slatt, and I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth. My job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Ed Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s, and on a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories, to watch the impossible become possible, and to see hope restored. That's what's happening today with Przewalski's horse.
We have these Mongolian wild horses since 1902. Since then, we had over 50 foals born here at the Bronx Zoo. Recently, we had sent some of them back into the wild so they can be in their natural habitat. Now, as we leave our Mongolian wild horses behind, we'll now be approaching the world's largest cattle. Most people think that the world's largest cattle is either an ox, a buffalo, a bull, or maybe even a cow. But the world's largest cattle is a gaur. These gaurs weigh up to 2,000 pounds. They are 6 feet tall and they are 10 feet long. Watch out for the horns. The horns can tell you if it's a male or a female gaur. Our gaurs are going to be to our far right hand side, so keep your eyes peeled. And here they are. These are our gaur, the world's largest cattle. Now look at the horns. If the horns are pointing slightly upwards, that is a male. If the horns are pointing slightly inward, that is a female. If you see a large female gaur, that is the matriarch. She is the leader of this herd. Like I said before, these gaurs weigh up to 2,000 pounds, which is also the same weight as a small car. Isn't that crazy? Here's a female gaur right here, looking at us. There's a female gaur standing up too. These gaurs can also fight off a tiger with their big size. Most people on the monorail tell me that these gaurs look like hamburgers or even chicken nuggets. Now here's some more information about our gaurs from our zookeeper here named Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave, a wild animal keeper here in Wild Asia. When the Bronx Zoo received 2 female and 1 male gaur from the San Diego Zoo, it took a couple of introductions before all the animals were home. But after a little bit of time, the 3 new animals fully integrated into the herd, and we have the family that you see today. A family group of gaur can consist of up to 40 individuals, and is typically led by an older adult female called the matriarch. Since the 2 females and 1 male have been added to this family, there have been a number of offspring. This is important because gaur are considered to be a vulnerable species, so it's vital to maintain a healthy growing herd here at the zoo.
You're gonna hear some noises coming from behind us. That is coming from our concrete jungle rather than our Asian one. Right behind us is the Bronx Parkway, where cars are currently speeding at the moment, which I'm not too surprised about. This large fence right in front of us helps reduce the noises so our animals do not have to feel startled by the noise. Now at this time, I'm going to ask everyone, please remain seated. Make sure your kids are sitting down with their hands and feet inside the cart. We are now approaching our tiger territory. We are now looking out for our female tiger named Suhana. Suhana is very good at camouflaging to the environment she currently lives in, so keep your eyes peeled. And I think I just spotted her. Look at her giving us a pose. Tigers are very good at camouflaging to the point our experts in the wild cannot spot our tigers. Tigers are also very territorial, so we can't have two tigers out at the same time. Tigers hunt various animals, but they mainly prefer medium-sized deer and wild pigs. Wow. Tigers eat up to 40 pounds of meat a day, which is equivalent to 160 hamburgers in one sitting. A meal that size, tigers won't eat for several of days. If you want to see more of our tiger, you can always visit Tiger Mountain. I hope everyone got a good picture of Suhana. Now as we start to leave her behind, we are now going to be entering the backhand side of our gaur meadow. Usually around 4 o'clock, our gaurs like to come closer to the monorail so they can say hi to us. Like how we know it's time for us to go to bed, the gaurs know when it's time for them to go back inside. We'll now be approaching the backhand side of the first meadow we saw with our black-buck antelope and our deer species. We're now going to be entering. You're going to be seeing the national bird of India, which is our peafowl. Male peafowls are called peacocks, females are called peahens, and the babies are called pea chicks. I advise you folks, please do not feed the peafowl unless you want them to follow you home and become part of your family, which I highly do not recommend. The peafowl is the only bird in the Bronx Zoo that gets to roam around freely, so do not feed them. We do not need another peafowl escaping the Bronx Zoo again. One is enough. Now as we start to leave our peafowl behind, we'll now be entering to a bamboo thicket. In this bamboo thicket, we're going to see an animal that loves the muddy area. It is called a babirusa. Babirusa means pig deer in the Malayan language. Male babirussas have tusks while females do not have tusks. The tusk erupts from their snout and it goes all the way back. Now as I start to slow down, keep your eyes peeled because the first one's in the little pond. I know the bamboo's kind of blocking it, so here's the next one. If you look straight ahead, he's right there. Now if you couldn't see our babirusa, that's okay. You can't miss his neck beauty, which is the world's largest land mammal, our Asian elephant. And look, she came a little bit closer to say hi to us. This is Patty, our Asian elephant. Right in front of us right here, that large tree trunk, that is an elephant-sized back scratcher. Elephants weigh up to 10,000 pounds. They have 40,000 muscles in their trunk. They eat up to 200 pounds of hay a day, and they drink 60 gallons of water a day. Fun fact, this lovely lady, she's over 50 years old. Even though she's over 50 years old, the zookeepers here treat her like a princess and a baby. She gets daily pedicures all free of charge, and she gets daily checkups. And this is our Asian elephant named Patty. Now as we wave bye to Patty, bye Patty. We are now be entering to one of our endangered species here, which is our greater one-horned rhinos. These rhinos are very endangered. There's only 3,700 left in India and Nepal today. Today we're going to be on the lookout for one of our rhinos. We usually have 5 here, but today we only have let out 1, and this is Callie, our greater one-horned rhinos. These rhinos weigh up to 3,500 pounds. Callie is going to be currently sitting in the mud wallow, which is going to be to our right-hand side. These mud wallows help the rhinos for their skin so they can cool off on a very hot day, and they usually take naps in the mud wallow. These mud wallows have been here since 1977. Most people think that rhino skin is very hard and arm-plated, which is not true. Their skin is very soft and sensitive, to the point that one of our rhinos here, named Penny, has to get sunscreen on her face before she comes outside. Here's Callie. Usually sometimes if you say her name, her ears will flap. Hi, Callie. If you keep saying her name loud enough, it happens sometimes, unless she's taking her nap. Now, here's a fun fact for all of the mothers and the females on the monorail. These female rhinos stay pregnant up until 16 months and give birth to a 250-pound baby. Isn't that crazy? Now here's some more information about, oh, there she goes. Now here's some more information about our Asian elephants and our rhinos here at the Bronx Zoo.
WCS works in the field with both African and Asian elephants. Here is a note from our field scientists who work with Asian elephants.
My name is Dani Gunaryani, and I'm the Elephant Conservation Coordinator for WCS Indonesia. The first time I saw a Sumatran elephant, I thought, this is a magnificent creature. They will be safe because they are so big. But the truth is, they have declined 50% since the 1980s. Even though rats and insects cause more damage to crops than elephants, because the elephant is so huge, psychologically, it seems more threatening. So when there is conflict, the farmers poison the elephants. In response, we created a crop protection unit to mitigate conflict and send the elephants back into the park. And it's been a huge success. Since we started in 2003, no elephants and no people have been killed.
The rhinos you see here are Indian rhinos. We work with habitats all over the world that are homes to rhinos. Here is a note from our field office in Sumatra, and Wulan, who works with the Sumatran rhino. Sumatran rhinos are the smallest of the world's rhinos, and they are considered critically endangered.
My name is Wulan Pusparini, and I'm the Species Conservation Specialist for WCS Indonesia program. We carried out an island-wide survey of the last wild population of Sumatran rhinoceros in Indonesia. With so many unknowns on how to manage Sumatran rhinos in the wild or captivity, our studies showed definitively that we must protect them at source. The cost of doing nothing could be the extinction of the species, and I can't imagine that.
We have now entered into our second largest deer meadow here on the Wild Asia monorail. Near the closest straight ahead, you're gonna see our hog deer. Hog deer, they get their name because they're short and heavy like a hog. Most deers jump over things, but these hog deer duck under things, and they also run very low. And they creep around. Here at the Bronx Zoo, to give our animals a lot of free range so they can feel like they're back at home. We don't want them to feel like they're just confined to one area and one stage. Usually in the wild, they get to roam around freely and they have places for them to hide. Here at the Bronx Zoo, we like to do the same thing so they make them feel they're comfortable. We want them to feel free, we want them to feel loved, we want them to mingle and play around with each animal here at the zoo. Now the next animal we'll be looking at is our sandbar deer and our Nilgai antelope. Our sandbar deer is be right by the fence to the dark brown deer. I'll point it out to you when we get there. Male sandbar deer, they stand for 5 feet, their antlers go to 3 feet, and they have 3 points on each bar. The males live alone, while females live in herds. Here's our sandbar deer. Now all the way straight back, you follow this path all the way to the back fence. That is a Nilgai antelope. Nilgai means blue bull in Hindi. They get their name from the male. The male have a bluish tint to their coat. At the Bronx Zoo, we have an all-female herd, so every day is ladies' nights out. That deer that's currently standing up, that is brown, that is our brown antler deer. These brown antler deer, they get their name from the male. The male have their antlers looking like it's grown from their brow. At the Bronx Zoo, we have an all-female herd again, so it's ladies' nights out part 2. Now you can see a white spotted deer, that is our Fomasika deer. Fomasika deer are native to Taiwan, which used to be called Moma. These Fomasika deer are extinct from the wild, so you can only see them at zoos today and at the national park in Taiwan. All the way to the back, you're going to see one of our smaller deers right there. That is an adult-sized deer. That is our Chinese toughest deer. These deer are very small. They weigh less than 40 pounds. Isn't that crazy? These Chinese toughest deer. You can only see them, and they're native to Central Asia. They do not like the heat, they like the cool weather. So you can see that over there to the right hand side. Fun fact, when their tail goes up, that means that there is danger currently lurking nearby, so it helps alert the other deer in the meadow. We'll now be crossing over the highest point of our tour today. We are now crossing back over the Bronx River, which is home to thousands of species here. It is home to fishes, turtles, ducks, goose, and migrating birds. This is the Bronx River. Most people ask me if there's any alligators or crocodiles, and the answer is no. There are no alligators or crocodiles. You only see our bald eagles sometimes. We're now entering into our last meadow with our two goat species. You're going to see our Himalayan tar and our mount quirk. If you see a goat with the corkscrew horn, that is our mount quirk, which is currently in a tree right now. That is a goat in a tree. Isn't that crazy? Male goats, their horns grow up to 3 feet, while the females, their horns grow up to 1 foot. Another way to tell the difference between a male and a female goat is by the beard. If the beard is very thick, that is a male. If the beard is very thin, that is a female. These goats can jump up to 6 feet without a running start. Isn't that crazy? Baby goats are called kids, so your kids might also be related to a baby goat. These goats also have rubber cores at the bottom of their hooves, which helps them climb up this rocky terrain. Here's some goats right in front of us. The difference between horns and antlers is that horns, if they break, they do not grow back. But as for antlers, if they break, they do grow back. Here's some more of our goats. I'm going to slow down so you guys can get a good view of them. Now this time I'm going to ask everyone to start to lower down your voices. We're going to be reaching our last animal of this tour today. You can see not 1, not 2, but 3 red pandas. This is a mother red panda with her twin girls named Poppy and Sequoia. In Nepal, red pandas are called Hongho, which roughly translates to firefox. In Chinese, it translates to small bear cat. Red pandas are close relatives to skunks, weasels, and raccoons. Red pandas are not related to giant pandas, although they both do love eating bamboo. If you want to see more of our red pandas, you can always visit the Himalayan highland, where we also have snow leopards. And recently, our snow leopard female just gave birth to cubs. Now, as we come around this bend, our journey is almost to an end. The Bronx Zoo is part of the WCS, which is also known as the Wildlife Conservation Society. The Wildlife Conservation Society has 5 parks: the Bronx Zoo, which you're currently at right now, the Queen Zoo, the Prospect Park Zoo, the Central Park Zoo, and the New York Aquarium. By you being here today, it helps our animals out tremendously. The WCS has over 300 research sites in over 60 countries. Now, as you're visiting the Bronx Zoo today, please go visit Animal Chronicles, which is a walkthrough exhibit of sculptures of different animals. It's very fun and very informational. It is open up until September 2nd, so give it a look while you can. Now, at this time, there's currently a train right in front of us. Once that train moves, we'll be on our way, so please remain seated at this time with your hands and feet inside the car.
Was it? I don't even know, but I thought it was a mosquito. But I think it was just big or is that like his biscuit?
Now, as we are waiting for the train right in front of us to leave, on the count of 3, I want everyone to scream out their favorite animal they saw on this tour today. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Red panda wins again.
If Patty's 50, I've been seeing Patty. So that's the same month that I've been coming to see you. Dijo pequeño, because she lives a long way to get her medication. Debe ser un poco más. Oh boy. Mira, mira, ese pequeño.
The train right in front of us will be moving very shortly at this moment.
Can't take our pictures. Try to sit back so that Daddy can get our picture.
Yeah.
You guys have fun Tyler, you look so tired. He stayed up late. He was playing video games with some of his friends, like they could play, you know, online. They were
It was like a tournament.
yeah, they were in a tournament. Did you win?
No, his friends had to leave early, so he couldn't compete the rest of the day.
But you did good at the start, right? Yeah.
But you're a winner, right?
And we are now back. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for joining me today on the Wild Asia Monorail. I have been your tour guide, Sarah Ann. Please come back and visit when you can. For the first 5 carts, you're going to exit to your right-hand side. For the last 2 carts, you're going to exit to your left-hand side. For lucky cart B6, you're going to exit straight ahead. Make sure you leave no trash on the monorail. If you have any trash, there's a trash can at the back platform just for you. Make sure you have your phones, your keys, your book bags, and all your belongings. But most importantly, please do not forget your kids on the monorail. We cannot babysit your kids for you. So please do not forget them. Now at this time, the monorail is going to come to a short stop. Once it stops, you guys get to enjoy the rest of your day. Do not forget to stay hydrated on this very hot day. Try not to have too much sweets, because sweets can sweat you out. The monorail stopped. The doors are open. Have a great day.